Hello everyone and welcome to this Adobe Premiere Pro video, where in this lesson we're going to teach you about the Project 3 cinematic view. Okay, so let's not waste any time and get right into it. All right. Okay, so what is cinematic? Okay, cinematic is basically a style that is employed in the art of filmmaking and visual storytelling. In general, it refers to the composition, color, type of film, camera lenses, costume, etc. For me, cinematic view means whatever looks like a blockbuster movie, usually consists of like wide shots, anamorphic but not always great, and mostly the camera lens matter a lot, alright? So if you're trying to create a cinematic view with like a plain video, just as I'm going to now, it will not look that good, but we can still try to make some ways in order to make our videos cinematic using our beautiful Adobe Premiere Pro software. Okay, so actually the real meaning of cinematic is of relating to suggestive of or suitable for motion pictures or the filming of motion pictures. Now this is what cinematic really is. Okay, now let's not waste any time dawdling about what cinematic is. I hope you understood what we're going to create today in relation to this video. So first, here you can see that I have a couple of videos here, but you can see that the media intents are not similar. In order to create a cinematic view, you have to make sure you know which video has to have like good time or a long time or a small time. Okay, so let's go ahead and choose the time from each video. All right, let's choose cinematic 1 over here. Now we can see that this is a view of the Japan mountains over here. All right, let's pick out like 6 seconds video, mark it out, mark it in, set it in. Okay, done. Now let's choose the second one. I think the second one will not go well with this one, so let's choose the third one. Okay, not that one. Let's choose the sixth one. Sixth one looks nice. Okay, let's choose out 6 seconds. Mark out, mark in, grab the video, put it in place. Okay, let's just make it a bit bigger so it's easier for us to see. Okay, and afterwards let's choose number 7 over here. Let me do something and move this clip to the side. Number 7 seems like a better part to be in over here. Okay, choose 6 seconds. Done. Okay, now let's go ahead and choose this one this time. Okay, I think marking it out over here would be a better idea. Save it from 21 seconds. Let's make this one 10 seconds. Mark out, select the video, drop it in. Okay. All right, so from the clips I have noticed over here, all of them go with our video. So I'm going to take these 4 clips over here and start editing. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is use the slide tool, and then use it to increase time previous video. Okay, All right, so now that we are done setting up our clips, let's go ahead and use the pen tool over here to create some effects, all right, such as a fade in and fade out effect. Let's click on here. Let's put it as a out of Bezier. Okay, it's a good curve. All right, and right click. Yes. There we go. Now we're done with the fading in and fading out part. So let's go and add an audio over here. After that, we'll add in the effects. Okay. After I have my audio, let me put it in there. Okay, just click and drag it. Go right over here. And now what I would like to do is use the music tool. Okay. So in order to use the music tool, go to the ripple edit tool, select remix tool, not music tool. Okay, and then let's go to the end of this. Let's just, make it bigger so it's easier for us to do this. Select this, put it down right there. And since it will analyze, it'll take a bit of time. And afterwards, let's play the audio and see what we get. 1 minute. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, we can go over here. Okay, let's just cut out essential sound. Okay, let's go over here and use the selection tool to basically trim this out. Okay, so that the extra seconds add up to the rest of the music. There you go. That should do it. It's a good curve. Let's see what it looks like in the end. Yeah, it's good. It's not that bad. It's good. Let's go over here in the beginning and say I about to add this, so let me go ahead and add it. Just press Ctrl Z over here. This, go over here. Let's add this clip over here. So since we know that time over here is like some amount of time, okay, so let's just choose like 10 seconds. Mark out, mark in, select video only, put it right in there. Okay, let's put it up and then basically trim it down to the time over here. Put it down now. All right. Okay, now that we're done with the music and the audio setup for each clip over here, let's go ahead and go with the next part of the cinematic view. Okay, now what we'll do is basically select all of the clips over here by pressing Shift and then clicking them. Okay, right click and then nest them together. Okay, since there are multiple clips, I want them nested together, and say this nested sequence name is cinematic. Okay, then let's press on OK. Afterwards, you can see that it has become one whole clip over here, which is ready for use. Okay, now the first step in cinematic view is always using stabilize. As you can see, my video over here is a bit shaky, which I don't want, so let's stabilize this. Okay, now how do you stabilize? You just have to go to our effects over here, search and stabilize, and you can see that the warp stabilizer is over here. Go ahead, click and add it over here. Okay, after you add it, it will take some time in order to analyze the background. Give it some time. After some time, it will show that it is stabilizing, and then it will be finally done. All right, now that my video is done stabilizing, let's see the results. All right. Okay, before you can see that it was very shaky, but now it has stabilized each of my videos frame by frame. Okay, there's no movement of the lens or the view. As you can see, it just stays in place perfectly. All right. Okay, let's go ahead and go to the next effect of our cinematic view, which is increase our speed by 80%. Now, in order to do that, first I have to right click over here and click on nest, because the speed and duration and our warp stabilizer will not work together. One has to delete the other in order to work. So after nesting, okay, let's go ahead and right click on our video over here, and then we'll go to speed and duration. Over here in speed, let's put on 80%. Okay, afterwards you can go over here into time interpolation and then click on that, and then select optical flow. Okay, make sure you select that and then press OK. Afterwards, let's go ahead and see what happens. Okay, now our video is in like 80% speed, so it has slowed down a bit, as you can clearly see. Okay, and it's an optical flow. Okay, now let's go ahead and then use the next step over here, which is the zoom out and zoom in animation. Okay, now what we'll do is basically go over here in effect controls and then make sure you select this. Now I would like to zoom in a bit. Okay, so let's go over here. Let's say we zoom in our scale a bit. So let's zoom into like 105. Okay, we want it to be very subtle so that someone notices it, but not as much. Okay, so what I'm going to do right now is go over here, create a marker point. All right, afterwards I'll go to the end of the video right over here and then create another marker point. Then in this marker point, I'll select it and then basically go over here and make sure it's a continuous bezier. Okay, and then in the scale over here, I want to put it as 105 or 106.7, which two. Press enter, and now what we should notice is that slowly the video is being zoomed in. Okay, Now here you can see that slowly the scale is increasing and it is being seen over here. Now we can go over here again, select this marker. Okay, select it. Let's put in 1010 or 110. That should be better. Press enter. And afterwards, let's go again in the beginning and let's see now. Okay, it is indeed scaling inside our video so that we can get a good feel of it. All right. You can clearly see from here, the edges are slowly going inside. Okay. All right. So this is the effect that I actually wanted and it worked out. All right, now let's go ahead and add in lumetri color this time. So in order to get lumetri color, go to window, and then afterwards we will have to go and select lumetri color. Okay. Then over here we have to make sure that we selected our file or the video, and then first we will go to basic correction over here. And in basic correction, I want you to follow whatever I'm doing over here. Okay. So you put it at that, and I want this to be like this. And the saturation will be a bit higher. Let's put it over here so that we can see our clips. Okay. Then afterwards in light, what I'd like to do is put it a bit lower. Now the whites, I want it to be there. The blacks can go a bit back. Okay. Afterwards, I would like to make the creative option. Okay. Now in look, you can go over here, browse, and see your custom files, and then select any of them. Because if I select that, you can see that it gives me these effects. Now I can just scroll down and see what effect I need because Adobe already provided me with a lot of effects. Okay. Now let's say I went with the Fuji Reala 500, no, the Kodak. Okay. This is the before and after. Okay. Now what I'd like to do over here is basically go and put in the faded film to like 0. Okay. And then afterwards I would like to add a shadow tint, so let's go ahead and do that. Then over here we don't need anything, and then let's go forward with the next part where we go to curves. Okay, let's add 3 points over here, elevate them a bit. All right, after doing that, we have to go over here in hue and saturation. What I'd like to do is basically go over here, create 3 points, make sure that I'm selecting the correct colors over here, then put it up just like that. Okay. Go. Now that I'm done with this part, we have to go to HSL secondary. So here what we'll do is go right there. Go like that, and then over here, since I want it to the right side, okay, let's do that. And then I want this to be a bit more back. just like that. Okay, then we'll go over here and then we will increase it a bit like that, make it a bit to the left, do it just like that, decrease the S. Okay, and then over here we want to make it like this. Make sure this is right here, and then in the end I want it to have a straight edge, just like that. Okay, now that we're done with this, in refine I want to put my denoise near to 18. Let's put it 18.2, and for blur I want to put in, let's say 8.6 or 8.3 or 6. Afterwards, in correction, what I'd like to do is fix up some parts, so then I can see that. And then we were done with this part. Let's go ahead to the next lumetri color, which is the vignette, and I would like this to be this much. Let's see. Yeah, this much is enough. Okay, let's increase the feather or decrease it according to your need. If I decrease it, you'll see that we have this circle, which I don't want. Okay, now that we are done with the lumetri color, I hope you have like taken in whatever you need to put in into these parts. Okay, now let's see a before and after. Okay, now let's put it off. Okay, this is before and this is after. Okay, now if I play the video on my program monitor, let's play it. Let's see the effect. Now you can really see that the cinematic view is coming into life. All right, it really looks like it's in a television. It's pretty nice. Okay, all right, let's stop it. Okay, the last step is to like create bars over here, okay, to give us the real cinematic view. So let's go ahead and do it. Now first, in order to do it, we have to go over here and type in crop. Okay, now after we are done, we'll just go back to our project over here, make a new layer. Okay, so let's make a new layer by selecting the new item over here and select the adjustment layer. Okay, make sure it matches with your video settings. Press OK, and afterward I'll just put in my adjustment layer right over here. Okay, and then what I'll do is basically extend it to my video. Okay, then I'll click on this adjustment layer, and then remember we found out crop from the effects. Okay, take this crop, put it in the adjustment layer, right? Afterwards, here you will see that the crop is over here. Okay, now we will just put in the crop numbers from top and bottom. Okay, from top we need to put 11%, so let's select that and take 11. Okay, and from bottom also 11. All right, now that we are done setting up the adjustment layers and also everything over here, what I'll do right now is export this. So go to File, Export Media. All right, and then we will go ahead and save it in an H.264 format, and then make sure you select your location perfectly. Make sure it's set to scale to fit. All right, and afterwards we can export this. And then after that, I'll show you the end results. Okay, now it is done exporting the file. So let's look at the results.